very good. I always remember the teachers I had in school, the ones I hated while I took the class were the ones I admired later on. So I remember that one very well. And the tough teachers were the ones that had me learn. So we're going to change the direction here a little bit. We have a man here tonight who is very much involved in the charter schools, and he has some things to say about all this. So I'd like to introduce at this time Coach Snyder. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. It's nice. Can you hear me all right? I got a coach's voice, so I don't know if I need this microphone or not, but I'm Coach Snyder, and I go by Coach Snyder. Just to give you a little background on my education background, I'm actually in my 46th year of education. I spent 30 years in our local district at Escondido High School and Orange Glen High School as a football coach and teacher for 30 years before starting Escondido Charter High School in 1996. And so I have a little bit of background in education. My background is a lot of coaching, so I took my coaching philosophy, because I'm a big believer in the fundamentals. I'm a big believer in challenging students and accountability and having high expectations. And when I was teaching in the regular public schools at Escondido High School and Orange Glen High School with 2,500 students, even though I know what kept me in school was athletics. In all honesty, if it hadn't been for football and a great teacher, mentor that I had as a football coach, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. He's the one person I can look in my life, all 12 years in public education, that made a big difference in my life. It was a coach, but he was a great teacher because he cared. What you said back there, the number one thing is he cared about his players, he cared about his students, and that came through. He's the one that encouraged me to go into education. I was from a family of 7. Nobody had ever gone to college. My parents had never gone to college. They were working people, hard-working people, but I never thought about going to college. And it wasn't until my junior year that I finally decided I wanted to go to college, but I wasn't prepared. Because the school system back then had 2 tracks. Had the college prep, general pattern. I came in as a 9th grader, and no, he's not real college prep material, so they put me in the general pattern, and being a typical high school student, hey, you put me in general pattern, this is what you expect of me, this is what I'm going to do. Fortunately, by the time my junior year came around, I realized what I wanted to do, and I was able to get caught up a little bit, and actually then go on to Palomar Community College at that time, get my AA degree, and then go to San Diego State and finish up my teaching credential. And I was very fortunate to go back to the school I graduated from, Escondido High School, and coach and teach for 21 years there, and then 9 years at Orange Glen High School, and a few years in our district's independent study program. But in 1996, the charter movement had just kind of got started in 1992 in the state of California. And I kind of mulled it over. I've been involved politically, helped some of our school board members get elected, and I knew that they believed in choice. And that's the biggest thing I can say tonight. The great thing about the charter school movement, it provides educational choice and competition for our public school system. And that's why it's not very well liked by our unions and our districts. But anyhow, so I decided I was going to start a charter school based on my coaching philosophy, as I just explained to you. And like I said, I'm in my 46th year. Again, not trying to top you, but my wife and I have been married 45 years, going on our 46th. My wife is here. And to be honest with you, I would not be doing what I'm doing today also if it wasn't for her backing. Again, being a football coach's wife, you got to be pretty flexible. And she took on responsibilities of running the snack bar, the boosters club, and all those different things. And she's carried right on with the charter school movement because it's not an easy thing to get started. It's a great challenge, but it's a rewarding challenge because you know you're making a difference in students' lives. And I'm sorry to hear that Fallbrook is still stuck in not having the charter school up there. We get a lot of parents, in all honesty, driving down to our school, which is very nice. But let me just give you a little bit of the background on the charter school movement. 1992, then Governor Pete Wilson and a gentleman called State Senator Gary Hart, not this senator that was monkey business and all that stuff. This is a different Gary Hart. He was a Democrat, introduced the legislation, and it passed because at that time, just like you heard earlier, California at one time was one of the top school states in the nation as far as their education, known for its quality. What had slipped back, and I've been through the ups and downs. I've been with all the pendulums swinging up and down. We got to do this and we got to do this. We got to be tough on education. We've got to also have vocational education. It swung back and forth all the way along the line. In 1983, the Nation at Risk report came out, and the schools decided they needed to do something. So they got tougher again. And what we did really is we really introduced a lot of false self-esteem, similar to what you were saying. We lowered the standards really to make ourselves feel good. And so education didn't improve in California. Well, the charter school movement came around because at that time there was the voucher initiative trying to go through in California, and it did not pass. But people still wanted that choice. So they did finally pass to allow 100 charter schools in the state of California in